You are watching Sipping Off the Cuff on TequilaAficionado.com. I'm Alex Perez in Southern California.
I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio, and Alex, what can I say? We
What
we have
can you say?
we have been very very fortunate. Not only are our young brands of promise and startups looking at what we've been doing for the last 17 years, but we've gotten some big names that sent us some product. In what we've got in front of us right now is really interesting. This is Herradura. And for those of you who are following us, you might remember that last year we did their Scotch Cask Reserva that they were nice enough to send us. This year, their 2015 version, they sent us Directo del Alambique. This is a high-proof Blanco.
This is what, 110?
Is that what it says on the front here? Is it that high? Because... the reason I ask,
Improve.
let's see, what does it say?
55%
alcohol. Yeah, it's 110 proof.
55%.
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
Holy cow! Okay, well, if you know anything about Herradura, you know it's a screw top. And I'm going to use my Glencairn because...
Glencairn?
I'm going to use my Copita. My Glencairn Copita. Now, notice there are bubbles.
Yes,
there were bubbles at the... See that? Check it out. Lingering bubbles. Bubbles.
Nice.
Tiny bubbles.
You know Mike loves bubbles.
I love bubbles. Bubbles is a good sign. Now,
so this is direct from the still. No,
direct from the
Alambique.
still. If you've ever had Herradura directly from the still, maybe you've done a tour of their distillery, you're familiar with what that's like. There's nothing like tasting tequila right out of the still without it being cut like they normally do. They'll cut it with water to bring it down to 80 proof.
Right.
This is not. Now, here's the interesting thing. On all the POS, everything you want to know about this tequila is on the box. All right, great packaging. As you noticed last year, we gave them a Brand of Promise award for their packaging. It's all gorgeous and beautiful and very uniform. The Scotch Cask version was the same way. There's no different here, but this is Maria Teresa Lara Lopez is the Maestro Tequilera. Maestra. Is that the A or O? Maestra. It's Maestra. Maestra Tequilera.
Maestra.
This is a woman who is handling this line. All right. I'm not sure if she's handling all of Herradura's lines right now, but this is what we're getting from her at 110 proof. Like you saw, it had bubbles when you pour it. And
I spilled a little bit, so I was trying to.
Hey, right here on the pulse points.
But it's pretty shiny.
It's pristine. It really is very very pretty.
Oh, we get the agave.
Wow.
Roasted agave.
Holy! Wait a minute. There's like butter. Why am I getting like all of a sudden that first? Almost got like butter, like butter. That was weird. That was odd.
Well,
I've had some of it.
I get agave. I don't know. You got somebody baking some bread in your place.
I've had some of it. So but it's been a while because this is the 2015 release for Herradura that we're reviewing here on 2016.
Spice. Wow, I'm going for it. Ooh. It is silky smooth coming in, and then it just heats up on the sides of your tongue. But wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's beautiful.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
You get citrus, you get herbs, you get some spiciness,
Wow.
you get some really good heat.
Yeah, at 110 proof, you're going to get a lot of pepper.
Yeah, a lot of green pepper.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow. This one just goes right up and talks to you. Very first, the first time you sniff this, it comes right up into you. It comes right up to greet you.
Hello.
Now, Alex, I'm going to ask you a question that you may or may not be able to answer. When I first had this, and again, I tasted it when they sent it to us late December, I said to myself, this is very reminiscent of the classic Herradura 92. Remember Herradura 92?
Oh, yeah.
The old style high proof Herradura that if you find it now, it's a classic bottle. It's a treasure bottle. When I was living in New Mexico, I still have that bottle in storage. I have a price tag on it. I bought it for like $19. They were giving it away. The old Herradura used to come in a real strange, very, very nondescript bottle with a nice label on it, but it was a higher proof Blanco. And on my first trip to Herradura, when we went with the Blue Agave Forum, they had a selection of tequilas that you could it was open bar, right? And Herradura 92 was the only one that I would touch. Some people would touch the some of them had the extra añejo, the Selección Suprema. I went directly to the Herradura 92 because it had always been my favorite, other than the Suave, the Blanco Suave. But this is all citrus right here. Wow.
Citrus, what I'm getting a lot of is clay. I get clay. Yeah, it is definitely citrusy, peppery. Oh, someone's calling.
Answer the phone. It's
Sorry
Herradura.
about that. Is that Herradura calling
It's
me right
Herradura.
now? Bye-bye.
They want their tequila back. No. Now,
this is the fourth edition?
For this one, I think they've only had the Reserva, which is the Scotch cask, which is what we had last year, and this one. So I think this is only the second release of this style, this special once-a-year release.
So this is considered small batch.
Yes, small batch tequilas produced using only the finest blue agave plants, harvested at the peak of perfection. It is then fermented with natural yeast amid the warm breeze and citrus trees of Casa Herradura. If you've ever been to Casa Herradura, you know that it's surrounded by fruit trees.
Yeah.
And
guys with towers and machine guns.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's very much a compound. The other thing too is those tanks, those fermentation tanks, are huge. There's some big tanks, and they are open air. There have been some controversy between 2001 and 2010 about the production of how they were making Herradura. They were kind of taking shortcuts, and they got called on it. Apparently, this is not that way, so it is truly a small batch, and it is open air fermentation. Although it is those of you who have been to their compound know that those are huge tanks, but it is surrounded by citrus trees, and they are estate grown. They have always been estate grown, although they probably buy from other growers as well. But this.
Great stuff.
If you're familiar with the old Herradura 92 proof, it was always one of my favorites because it was a Blanco Fuerte as opposed to their Blanco Suave, which they would age for 45 days and then pull it out, I think is what they did. And so if you notice, old style Herradura had like a yellow tinge to it because it was aged in barrels. This one is very reminiscent of Herradura 92, but much stronger. Where would you place it, Alex? Because this is they're located in Amatitan, and you and I have had Tapatio 110, which is Arandas, completely different animal. And where would you place this? I mean, comparable or just like night and day?
You know what? To me, they're very different. Tapatio is one of my favorites. I think they are. I think the terroir is distinctive enough that they are different tequilas. At this tier, if you want to call it that, at this top tier, they're still different tequilas. And I think we keep going back to the terroir, the surroundings really has a lot to do with it.
I know that in the past, Alex, you've heard me talk about Amatitan and tequilas from Amatitan. That for some reason, for me, maybe it's the volcanic, the mineraliness that there is there. I can pick it out, and a lot of us probably can. And I really, really enjoy tequilas from that region because of that. And I think it is, even though it's there's no real designation for highlands and lowlands, and the Tequila Valley, the Matitan area is kind of lumped in with the lowlands, but I really think it's distinct enough to be considered its own region as opposed to the lowlands, which again to me is night and day versus highlands. So
yeah, I would even, I mean, I'm not from there, but I would venture in to say that they probably even have their own microclimates.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I would think so too. Beautiful. This is a beautiful rendition.
Oh yeah. I equate it to wine, Mike. A lot of times you've got wineries that they'll have in the same lot, vineyards. They'll have different designations because one side drains better than the other, or one side gets more of the breeze or sun or what have you, and you just get complete different type of crop. So I would venture in to say that really happens with any product like this, and it's happening with tequila.
Yeah, and mezcals too, for that matter. I think mezcals are much easier to distinguish, whereas tequilas are becoming a little tougher. And I think, Alex, you and I agree that when you play with it alcohol by volume, when you play with the ABV, I really enjoy tequilas at lower alcohol by volumes, lower than 80 proof, and higher. You and I have had several great tequilas at that higher ABV, and they're very distinctive. I think they're much more flavorful. Obviously, at 110 proof, it's great on a cocktail. You're not going to lose it in anything that you make.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the price point. I don't know what the price point is for this special release, because as far as I know, Herradura has never had anything at 110. The highest I've ever seen it was the old Herradura 92, which was one of my favorites. And I think the last time we tasted something in the 90s was Cabeza, which is again from another region completely. So
I think their price point is above $80 on this product.
Probably, and I would say
probably $80-$90.
Yeah, I would say it's really worth the money. Comparatively speaking to Tapatio, where it's not priced as high. Remember what you're paying for. You're paying for packaging. It's a beautiful package. It's at 110. They have to backtrack and make this a small batch. They have a woman involved who is overseeing the distillation, the whole process.
Well, you have a pedigree too.
Yeah, you have a pedigree. Not that they don't either, but apples and oranges. You want a tequila from Matitan. You
What,
know,
since 1870 or something like that?
yeah, you know, of course, they're no longer owned by the family,
100,
but
140 years, yeah.
yeah, 140 years. Still, you know, that's a long time. Um, and yeah, I really, really like this. It really brings me back to, like I said, Herradura 92. Although I was really shocked to to smell that butter right out the top, because I hadn't had it. I hadn't had it in a few months. You know, I hadn't touched it because there's other things to drink, and
Tastes like butter.
yeah, it smells like butter. Anyway, very aromatic. Why not, Alex? Brand of promise, man.
Brand of promise in this category be the high proof category.
High proof category, you know, in the legacy also, because it is a legacy brand. Herradura did it again. You know, they're with this particular line, they're doing the right thing. So, is it worth spending the money on it? Yeah, I would say so.
I think so.
I think so too. Great
so.
gift if you're looking. You know,
Oh yeah.
graduation
I was
coming
just going to
up.
mention that.
Yeah, graduations are coming up. I mean, this is very early May when we're taping this.
Not high school graduation.
No, college. You know, college and you know, or whatever. You know, celebrations, because a lot of businesses starting the new year. You know,
This is a higher end product. Es colección de la Casa Reserva 2015.
2015.
Directo de Alambique.
Directo de Alambique. Direct from the still. So, yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Awesome stuff. Congratulations to
Promise.
Herradura. Thank you for taking us into consideration. Really appreciate that. Check it out. You can get it anywhere. So I would say put that in your library. This is one of those you keep in the bar, you keep it in the library, you know, you pull it out with a Scotch cask. You know,
You serve it to the special people.
These are special tequila. They're special. They're special.
You serve it to the special people that will appreciate it.
I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio, Texas.
And I'm Alex Perez. You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff. Please subscribe down there where Mike is pointing.
Down, red button.
We want to hear about your thoughts on this collection. Maybe you remember the Herradura 92. Maybe you've got a bottle sitting around that you can compare it to.
Do a side by side. You tell us.
Awesome.
Tape your video. Send it into us.
There you go.
We'll run it. We'll run with your video, your review. It'd be great. I think it'd be fun.
Thanks for watching, and as always, sip wisely.